There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The project is giving us here the premise of them. The welcome and life with African.
I live for health.
Master.
Les paris sont avec you, I can't Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold rather lofa and grandbaza.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena napagiyari na ya tumale, Sktv, ena napagiyari na, tosi wako ma ya tumale, yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold rather lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. The work with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Penku, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
So the majority blog. So this is the arrival of the majority blog. They are on time this morning, on their way to session. This is Representative Sktv-Lib. So the majority blog are here this morning for.
All right. Good. So again, a way to welcome you to this wonderful, fascinating day. This day going to be great. Like sometimes when some of our panelists, of our colleagues come on and say it will be juicy, it will be noises and so forth, right? That means politics, sometimes the discussion and everything can be so interesting. And some of you may like, you may dislike, just that. But again, good evening. I'll be joined very soon by Sekou Kane. Sekou Kane already at the back, and the rest of the team and the panelists, they will be with us today, and we'll be discussing a lot of things on the Sktv show this evening. So if you're there, please share the show. The Elizabeth Bowen, thank you. Share the show to all of you who just joining us. Share the show today. Be juicy. So many news, so many things to talk about.
maybe I don't know what's going on, but we're not hearing anything.
Is it?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you loud and clear. If you get me, you said you're not getting me?
Can you guys hear me, Bon? Or whatever you've been playing?
Yes,
I'm not hearing it for some reason.
Wow. So thank God that you are here. So let me just log out and be able to maybe log in and see as to what's going to happen next. Thank you for hold on in.
I don't know, for some reason we're not hearing Mabon. Hopefully he will get it fixed and come back. But whatever this reason, you guys can hear him or whatever he was playing. Mabon. Yeah.
Second, okay. Well, yes. Sorry, I was on call. You know, it's not easier though. So sometimes when you put me like that, or you know, like you. But again, if you people getting me or hearing me, please just say yes. So that good. Yeah. So Steve, Mr. Sorry, you know, I just get used to my Baptist brother. But
I don't know.
Are you not getting me? But then the people saying that they're hearing us, but I don't know about you. Maybe you got to look. Maybe they don't want to hear you today easy. The people, they get their own way.
Well, maybe I will go off and come back. Hearing anything from Mabon.
Yes, but let me put more on while you try to log out.
Yeah, Mabon will go off and come back.
Okay. All right. No wahala. Yeah. Mark, good evening.
What's up, Mabon? And what's up to the listening audience again? Another day to be on Sktv. Somehow I was able to get some time in my basic schedule out like the next couple of days. Maybe I'll be here. Hopefully I can do it until the end of the week. Well, like I keep saying, I will be gone for a while. I won't be a regular fixture until I can handle business here. But there are some days that things can open up for me. So once I get an opportunity, I'll be here for sure. That one is a guarantee. Yep.
And I hope that it will not be business as usual.
Yeah, I know.
Like you said, it is good to be back on this wonderful platform, and it's good to be alive because there are so many things that we are witnessing today because of the life that God gave to us. But my brother, good evening, and what's up from the end? What's going on?
Well, nothing new. Our weather here a little bit frigid, not too cold, but it's still cold. We're getting some snowflakes, just a little bit of it, less than half an inch. We are not even seeing it on the ground yet fully. So, and on the international scene, all eyes are on Syria with the new government, the rebel government. For me, I don't hang my hat this early, especially for people that don't have the experience in managing your society. So for me, it's now a win until they can prove to me that they are worthy of controlling things and putting things in perspective. For me, every time there is an instability, the first two people I worry about women and children because they are the most vulnerable. So if they can prove to keep things under control, then okay, maybe they might win my support. But right now, no, I don't support any rebel incursion. No, I prefer sticking with dictator or rebel group.
Because you are that person who believe in democracy, and for matter of fact, you always supporting the rule of law. You know, always on the side of the good thing. So again, my brother, but apart from what happened in Syria, is there anything around the world maybe that you want to talk about? Well, we maybe a little bit wait Siku?
No, I don't think a major event happening that really got my attention. They got stuff happening, but not too much. I mean, for me, there's so many things that can be going on, but the most important ones, the one I would try to highlight, not too much going on around the world right now. I can tell you that for sure. Everything remains the same, except the Syrian story kind of changed the trajectory a little bit, but nothing new. Nothing caught my attention.
Wonderful. Seku, try. But I think I've been receiving a couple of messages back home that indeed they are getting you loud and clear. But maybe from your end, we don't know exactly what's happening. But
no, but if you can hear me now, then it's good.
Yeah, even when you were on initially, I was still hearing you loud and clear, so I don't know where the problem was coming from.
I was not hearing you guys. I was not hearing anything from people.
Okay.
Maybe that was a Bluetooth, maybe.
I never have Bluetooth on my man.
Oh, okay.
I don't have Bluetooth.
Or maybe
Share the show, people. I think we stay. I don't know if the numbers on the screen are real or is the other screen, but I think people can share the show.
It's been crazy. I think it's been like
Yeah, so they got to share the show because today, like Sekou can always say Monk and that was Steve, it will be Juicy. Share the show, folks. Share the show. Myself, I'm doing that here.
Master, I haven't shared the show, so we all got to share the show.
Yes.
So I mean, what's going on, man?
So many things to talk about. Indeed, Liberia, like Liberia today. I think that's the topic there. You will see that Liberia today. So many things happening back home, Sekou. And one of the things that I like about our generation is that we have access to the internet. So any little thing that happen back home, our people sometimes they follow, especially some of you take off your sleep and follow all of the trending national issues and so forth. But a lot of things happening. Now we have the quote-unquote new speaker now, Richard Kun, been recognized by the executive branch of government. So that means moving on, maybe beginning tomorrow. The speaker, Honorable Richard Kun, Richard Nagbe Kun, right? Sorry. Richard Nagbe Kun will be maybe in his office officially. Then on Thursday, he will be presiding as new speaker of the Republic of Liberia. So that's the drama. That's the things happening back home. These are things happening. And latest news or latest happening also from the Capitol building, we get a report that some part of the Capitol building, especially the second floor, there was some smoke coming from the power end or from the panel box where we were watching live. We saw some smoke, everything coming up, but people were saying fire burning and so forth. But from what we saw, I think it's a smoke level of the fire service. They are already there to put that to maybe someone will say to an end so that it can escalate maybe into another thing. So far, these are happening. And as usual, we are going to start with the entire speaker Wahala since October, and we gone nearly a month plus now into the entire speakership. And finally, the executive now, they are coming out to say Sktv that yes, indeed, we concur with all 18 months, and that Sekou been saying that we're going to do what we want to do, whether you go this way, whether you go that way, but what we want to do, that's what we will do. So far, so good. These are happening back home. Sekou and that Monk.
I'll let Monk go first.
Today you going first, my man. Like, you go first because I don't even know where to start this thing. I don't want to go off the limb to start giving Sktv all the credit because it seems like whether it was the Supreme Court, whether it was the Senate, whether it was the executive, it seems like every single talking point from Sktv been happening one after another. You read a report today from the Justice Minister, his own opinion, and the way he interpreted the Supreme Court ruling. And the front page Africa story, I don't know if we have the time to read it, that the Senate will be doing, and that's exactly what I predicted yesterday. I said the Senate will end up doing business with the majority group. And front page Africa story today just confirmed it. So, but kind of you can take it from there, and then maybe as we go deeper into the show, then I can share more light on that. But everything seems to be going on Sktv way. I think the speaker should have hired us to be a consultant. Maybe they think we'll have a different outcome because I don't know why you have consultants in your office. You know, the thing that made me to be disappointed in the speaker, he's not only a politician, but he's a lawyer. You cannot keep making rookie mistakes for something that is so easy to figure out. That's my disappointment in the speaker, but I will stop there for now. Let me give you the flow to go ahead, and then I will come in later.
You know, I'm laughing not because I'm happy. Because either way it goes, Liberia is the one that suffers. We know very well that this was going to be the story. We knew very well this is where it was going to end. And my only thing is that I want our people to understand politics for what it is. Take your emotions from politics. Take your personal feelings from politics. Other than that, some of you will commit suicide one day. Politics is crazy. Politics is dynamic. It doesn't have color. Politicians are chameleons. They got no permanent friends. They got no permanent color. They change by the day based on political expediency. If you think you know somebody and they're a politician, you don't know them. Trust me. You know, this thing is beyond just Fonate Kofa losing the speakership. It's beyond that. Something big happening in the back. What is happening? What is going on with the CDC?
I know, right?
When we said that CDC is going to be crumbling from within, that CDC is going to be self-destroyed, people get angry. Some people insulted me. And they said Amon just hit George Weah forever. You know, look at these things. Look at how it started. Seditions are the one that got rid of Fonate Kofa. Because you already knew from the get-go that United Party will do everything within her power to remove you. But the United Party didn't have the number. If you look at the lawmakers in the House of Representatives, how many seditions we have? How many United Party lawmakers we have in the House of Representatives? How many independents? If you look at the numbers, if you put independent and sedition together, close to 2/3 of majority of the membership of the House of Representatives. Fonate Kofa, the fact that Fonate Kofa could not keep the CDC conference together to keep them to his side. Either people in that Fonate Kofa helped sponsor got elected. Some of them went away from him. And the worst of all, Tifa, Thomas Fala, this is to tell you, those guys, they are not looking at today. They are not looking at this past election. They are not looking at the next 5 years of Joseph Magabaga presidency. The calculus is about the future, 2029 upward. So whatever that is going on right now is beyond just Fonate Kofa. Do you know now George Weah is breaking ranks with Sir Joseph, Thomas Fala? Do you know most of the able-bodied men, some of them are angry the manner and shape that George Weah considered? Do you know all of the key activists, the wings of the key activists and George Weah coalition is going down? George Weah was defeated. Moses Akalagwe, who is his able lieutenant, able general, was defeated. Other sedition won. Doesn't that ring bell? Or you still want to see more to believe that CDC is crumbling? So this is beyond CDC lawmaker or CDC speaker being removed. In fact, they say he was not sedition enough. They say he was not sedition enough. And we listen to Joe, we are telling Sir Joseph, wait and see 2029 if he can win without CDC. If he threaten or sitting senator, who still have about 6 years to go, or maybe more than that, almost 8 years to go. Sir Joseph is not going to be up for election for 2029. I don't know if Joe is really paying attention. I heard Joe saying, wait and see 2029 if you will win without the CDC on their in their chat room. Joe doesn't know that it was supposed to be the long time for election in 2029. Joe doesn't know that. And that is to tell you how divided, how bigly, how deeply the CDC is going. George, we are threatening Sir Joseph. Sir Joseph, let me tell you something. Just so you know, whether it's Sir Joseph or Thomas Falau, whether it's no, what's his name? This guy from McGill, the new senator, McGill, all the BB guns within the CDC, they are no longer with this guy, with George Weah. Let me tell you, the small CDCians, the ones that were eating the crops, the followers, the bed-toting groups, the singing Kumbaya people, the Anyama Party people, that they don't want supporting George Weah. But how many are they? They have no money to sponsor the CDC. A CDC must survive. The likes of Thomas Falau, Sir Joseph, McGill, those with the money must be there and be ready to spend their money to keep the CDC alive for the next 5 years. Other than that, before the next 3 years, CDC will be decimated, CDC will be done. Because it will be divided. Joe will be there. Joe will carry a popularity, but how many people are you going to get? And Liberia and anywhere in the world, to maintain a political party, it requires money. Why do you think other political parties, right after the election, they can all disappear? Because they have no money to maintain their party. Do you know how much they are paying for the primacy of the CDC? Do you know who's paying for it? Do you know how much they are paying? You don't even know. Thomas Falau is saying, I don't need you no more, George Weah. I have my own constituency. I have Lofa County. I've even given you more in Lofa County than you ever given yourself. So plus minus you, I can still win that my representative seat over and over. As a matter of fact, I am the longest serving representative in the history of Liberia. Thomas Falau. Sir Joseph got more votes in Mosovado more than George Weah in the last election. Sir Joseph got more constituents within the Mosovado more than George Weah right now. And he got money. And he still got power to make more money. He's still a senator for the next 8 years. Don't you know that? So fighting those people is just going to divide and destroy CDC further. It's not going to help the CDC. So what just happened was a litmus test to see if the CDC can really show to the Liberian people that yes, in the CDC stay the CDC that we knew. CDC before, yesterday, the minute those lawmakers were brutalized by the police officers, CDC would have put in Liberia on fire yesterday. Especially, even not every part of Liberia, Monserrado would have seen some real violence yesterday. But guess what? No. It's not CDC, it's no longer the CDC. CDC is being discombobulated. It's being destroyed. Right now, George Weah will maintain the leadership of the CDC in order to have something to sell come 2029. But CDC does not have what it takes to produce a president by themselves. Because they are divided. Imagine they were together and they were in power. They have all the military, they have all the police, they have all the support system, they had the finances of the country. They were destroyed. they were beating. What if CDC had nothing to work with? What if CDC is destroyed from within? What if CDC is being divided heavily? Guess what? There are other people who want to be president, and they believe the guy that support us. They believe they will carry with them a lot of CDCians with them. They believe that. They are former CDCians. Or they are still CDCians, but they're not going to be CDCians come 2029. So what just happened? It only solidified the power and the strength of the Unity Party. They can be as ruthless as they want. They can introduce dictatorial regime, dictatorial tendency in Liberia, and do whatever they want to do, and nothing will happen. That was my point. And some of you are getting angry. You never understood what I was saying. We told you. In fact, we gave you everything that was happening before it happened. We told you from the beginning that this guy, what's his name? That financial cover are going to be removed. Whether legally or illegally, we said that. I said the fact that the removal process of financial cover is initiated or orchestrated by President Joseph Nima Bwaga and Vice President Kun. No matter what happened, this is politics. I said you're going to be removed regardless. If I were him, I would have resigned a long time ago. I would not have wasted my time or wasted my money bribing some funny people, tell them to go or tell them to go on radio to talk.
Consultant.
Yeah, some of them calling in consultants. Some of them when they go to regroup, they never came back. So you know, let me tell you something, Among. At the end of the day, until Liberian themselves, I'm not talking about politicians, Liberians in Liberia, not all of us, not some of us are here, but Liberians in Liberia, until they can get ready to change Liberia, Liberia will never change. This is a status quo that people don't want to see change. The only problem CDC having right now because the person at the receiving end of this is a CDCian. That's the only problem they have.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have problem. They don't have problem with people violating the rule of law. CDCian are the champion of violating the rule of law. They never have respect for the rule of law. We saw it with the Cabinet General case. Akala Gray, who and Thomas Fowler orchestrated, lie, and fabricated story against Cabinet General. Where are they today? They're no longer friends. George Weah, who approved the budget for them to pay all the senators $25,000 to sign the removal of Cabinet General. Where is Joe Weah today? And those senators that he collaborated with, where are they today? Thomas Fowler and Akala Gray, they were the one that introduced the bill to impeach Cabinet General. Today, Thomas Fowler and Akala Gray are not in good terms because why? You can only unite and collaborate for a common good. But if you unite with people and collaborate based on having a common enemy, the day that enemy does not exist, you have nothing in common. CDC is getting the taste of their own medicine. CDC, they went ahead they killed a lot of people to consolidate power. They corrupted the country. They mismanaged the country money, thinking that they're not going to move from there. And they cut ties, they cut friendship with everybody. They burn bridges with everybody, thinking that they'll be in power forever. This is what happened. But they didn't know how to continue to be in power. They were beaten at their own game by the Unity Party, having people in the National Election Commission that control and give the Unity Party everything they needed to claim victory, even though that was not the case. To the extent that Joe Weah conceded prematurely. Now, if Unity Party can beat you when they had nothing, they had the poorest campaign ever. Joseph Boakai was on payroll on Spoon Network from Senator Witherspoon. They had nothing. Jeremiah Cohn never wanted to use his own money. They were poor, they had nothing. They used violence, they used propaganda. They used their mouth to defeat you. They threatened the survival of the nation, saying that if Joseph Boakai does not win the election, there will be no more Liberia. You had the military, you had the police, you had everybody. But you didn't know how to use them. The Unity Party will show you how to use power. They will show you how African politics looks like. They will show you how gullible and useless most of the voters are in Liberia. Imagine, let me tell you something. Everything that's supposed to happen in Liberia to give rise to Liberians to speak out, for Liberians to stand up for their country, had happened, and nothing happened. So they tested you. They tested you. They knew that they can do anything and nothing will happen. And I told you this before. Because Joseph Boakai and people know that they can do anything and nothing will happen, that's why they are doing everything and nothing going to happen. Because that's the kind of country we have. Some people, when they read it, oh, you know, this is our country. We don't want to see the country going some kind of way. The person who is in the leadership, the person who's running the country, they are not afraid of the commotion and problem in the country, but you are afraid. Yeah, because you are the only children. You are the only children of God. You are the one that actually love Liberia more than people who run in the country. If there's a problem in the country, if there's a commotion, if there's protest, if there's unrest in the country, if people are afraid to come in the country to invest, if there's no conducive environment for investment in the country to attract public sectors, who is responsible? You are the leadership in power. But you are afraid, oh, you know, when you see that one, yeah, you keep acting like a coward. Joseph Boakai and people do whatever they want to do. Like I said, whether legally or illegally, Joseph Boakai will get what he wants, and his people will get what they want, and that's exactly what they are getting. And to conclude, before Mon comes in, from the start to the finish of this thing, it was all game. Nothing was done legally, nothing was done correctly, nothing was done rightly, but they believe they can do it with impunity. But Sedition gave them the power to do it. Even those confused so-called lawmakers or honorable people who call themselves honorable people, who, when they say they sign paper, who said they sign, Honorable Yakaba Kolba is calling. Hold on 1 second, Honorable Kolba. Even those lawmakers, seditionists, who said they sign paper, then they later on they come and say we want to resend our document. They're so stupid. They are so stupid. I'm sorry to say this on radio, but they are so stupid and until they don't even know what they are doing. You have a speaker from your party. There is a conspiracy to remove that speaker. You never hinted the speaker. You never asked as to what is going on. You went ahead, you signed paper to remove the man. When the first attempt failed, you say, oh, I want to remove my signature. Are you crazy? If you are stupid, the people who you sign the paper to, they're not stupid. You know the people they show you say they are not stupid. You are the stupid one. They use you. They say your signature, say you finish now, you finish now. That ain't there. You're not going back. Whatever you sign it, and we're done with you. We don't got time for you anymore. You like it, you count to all. You like it, you don't count to all. In fact, when we're ready to take our vote, we're not going to count you. We'll count your signature. And they remove the guy. Pay the signature. So CDC defeated Konate Kofa. CDC removed Konate Kofa because seditians or co-chair, sedition deputy speaker, sided with the Unity Party because of what is in it for him for 2029. Sedition lawmakers, the fully wanted, we said we signed it, but we didn't sign it. We want to take it back. Signature, want to take it back. You are not under any duress. You are not forced to sign anything. You did it at your own volition. Nobody asked you. You did it. Nobody forced you to do it. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're not a child. You're not a bunch of children. You sign paper, then you can't say, and I'm sign it. I want to take it back. No, they say, no, you're stupid. You already signed it, man. We don't care about you. You can go anywhere you want to go. Like a signature went there. Say you don't know the importance of signature, you call yourself lawmaker. Go. We finish with you. They counted the signature to remove him. So, beyond that, we have the tendency in Liberia that if you are the president, you have power to do anything. Until we can change that tendency, we can change that mindset that a president is above the law. The president can do anything and nothing can happen. Lawmakers them to sort of be calling the president accountable, calling the president bossman, chief, sir, excellency. That's how you know how primitive Liberian people are. With the primitive mindset, even journalists, for them to call the president, you don't say President Boakai or this and that, or Joseph Boakai, they will say His Excellency. Everybody got to carry out, slave mentality, primitive mentality, thinking that you still living in the Stone Age. You got to be able to be honest to your leaders. Joseph Boakai, Jeremiah Kun, they remove Konate Kofa, but they use CDC, seditions, to remove him. End of story. And Joseph Boakai people can do anything. Yesterday, we learned that the sky will be falling today. We learned that all the lawmakers, that's fine. We'll still talk. We just get off the line. But we'll still talk, Monk. Yesterday morning, we were told that the sky will be falling today.
Yep.
That today, all the lawmakers from the other side, they will be carrying, their constituency with them. They will go and follow the play.
Yeah.
There will be no business. Nothing will happen. This will not happen. That will not happen. Guess what? Zero happen. Zero happen. So, and Joseph Boakai and people, they will do more. They will do more than this. And guess what's going to happen? Nothing. And if Liberian people fail again to stand up, they will carry the same method into 2029. They will cheat. They will put anybody they want to be the next president. And nothing will happen again. Because we are a bunch of cowards. We are a bunch of scary chicken. We think politics is about being nice. We think politics is about, hey man, Yeah, man. Looking for hero in other people. So Monga will stop here so far. I know.
I thought Yeke was on the line. I thought he was. I think he called.
Yeke
Yeah,
call,
we
but
want to hear from him at least.
Yeke call and then he hang up.
He hung up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll call him back.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
hear
I
from the
know.
honorable
I know. A
lawmaker.
lot of people listening, and I hope Mabon will come back.
Yep.
I think Mabon is making an attempt to come back because I'm getting text messages here.
They are sharp beyond the wildest dream. How can you make something that was so visible? I really don't understand how people
Yeah.
and all these Facebook
let me call the
legal luminaries were, oh yeah, like I really don't know. This game that you're playing, how you really understand this game? Yeah, I really don't know.
Okay, I think Honorable Koluba sent me some video. Let me see. I think there was a conversation. I don't know whether.
Yeah, sharp beyond the wildest dream. Somebody called me.
Mabon, are we good? Mabon, can you hear me? Hello? Mabon, can you hear me? There's something going on. Mon, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm getting you loud and clear. I gotta. Someone call me and interrupted my sound, so I have to log
We are
off.
good 100%. Yes,
So
I'm getting you though. We are good 100%. We're good to go.
So maybe when we went off, what happened? People were still hearing us, or was the electricity problem? Was the power problem? Or internet? Okay.
Yes, I'm getting you though. I don't know whether you're getting me. If...
That the statement you made earlier, repeating itself from Mabon.
Maybe you come a little bit. But you good now?
Sorry, because we got to connect you on the radio before connecting to the system. So that's why.
We good now? We good now?
Yeah.
So you want me to repeat everything I said earlier?
No, I think that was just so long, but we've been following through.
Yeah, but
maybe
you guys got the idea. The idea I was trying to say is that
good.
CDC contributed heavily in removing Fanatic Kofa through their lawmakers. Thomas Fowler leading the charge. That's what I said earlier. And the conclusion that I made was that Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kun, they were the one that orchestrated the removal of Fanatic Kofa. And he didn't stop there. They took him away, said, I'm going to take him out of the country. You'll do whatever you want to do. When you come back now, you have no more power. And then I will give more chance to say something. You may.
Yes.
And then later on,
I can ask one or two questions quickly before more.
I want to clarify something later on.
Yes.
When I have time to come back, that is going to be about the Supreme Court.
I want to ask you a few questions quickly before more coming. I don't know how you see it.
That's fine.
Go ahead. No, you can ask.
Yeah, good. So I think within the CDC, I think they have a coalition. I don't know, but I guess you've been following. And within that coalition, they have few of the lawmakers who come from the NPP angle. Some of them from the, I think the LDP, I don't know, LDPL or something like that. And so most of the lawmakers, they distance themselves from the CDC when that press release I think came up, or when the former president made that announcement that all city lawmakers should go back. Most of them said no. Some of us were in a coalition, so we're not 100% part of CDC. So I think few of them left and few are still there. But my question to you is, CDC have their press release not too long, and they are saying that on tomorrow they'll be having meetings. But you are saying that CDC is like they are, quote unquote, no more, or they are dead on maybe the way we want to see it politically. So my question now is, are you sensing like maybe a few years from now on, CDC may likely go down the way things are, or maybe there'll be rebirth of CDC?
So what I'm saying, when I say CDC will crumble from within, and the CDC is crumbling from within, that is visible unless those who don't have eyes to see. When I say CDC is crumbling, it doesn't mean CDC is dead altogether. Joey is still popular. And Joey just left power. CDC still got sympathizers. Still got CDCians that were employed that no longer have job. There are CDCians that used to get free money that now receiving nothing. They have family, they have friends. They're still going to be with CDC. If CDC organized a program today, there will be a jam-packed program. But how many of them? Besides that, how many of them with the willpower, with financial standing, to carry the CDC with them for the next 5 years with a limited source of income? If Steve Jowea is fighting with Thomas Fala, fighting with Sir Joseph, and the other people then who have no more loyalty to Jowea and the CDC, that's the point I'm making. There will be CDC, there will be supporters of CDC, but CDC will be losing her strength little by little. By the time he says 2029, CDC will be there, but it will not be CDC that will really threaten any political, decision. But again, Honorable Kolba is on the line. Let me take him and let hear from him.
All right.
Honorable Yakbawolo Kolba. Verse. What do you mean? Vezo. What's going on? Honorable Kolba, where you at? We're not hearing you anymore.
You get me?
Yeah, much better.
So I just called to make my contribution on your show.
Go ahead, sir.
Mabel and President Mo, when you come with change, you must come with change. Don't come with change and be worse than the person that was in power. I'm not a member of the CDC. But what can we do to make CDC unpopular? The attitude of Joseph Walker and his people, can this attitude make CDC unpopular? I said no. Joseph Walker is even worse than what the CDC was doing. We brought Joseph Walker because we say he was a respecter of the law. He would know how to run country because he served 12 years. I said, go, I see none. The justice minister do not have the authority to interpret the decision of the Supreme Court. The justice minister is a party already. The justice minister works with the executive. Give a ruling. Do you have the authority to interpret the ruling of the Supreme Court? I said no. I think in my mind, what she has done was to ask the Supreme Court to clarify further on its decision. It's not clear. Let them make it clear if they think it's not clear. But in the wisdom of the Supreme Court knew that the decision is clear and is staying by the decision. So you have a doubt. You pray the Supreme Court bench to make clarity follow on your doubt. But for the justice minister to come to interpret the highest court of the land, the ruling, do you know that they can hold he can be held in contempt? To be impersonated as somebody that can interpret the Supreme Court ruling? He don't have the moral. He don't have the ability. He don't have the power.
Honorable Kolba.
He don't have anything anything linked.
Let me ask you.
Then
you continue. First and foremost, I will respectfully disagree with you.
Yeah, that you're right.
That the Justice Minister is not the rightful person to interpret the Supreme Court. What the Justice Minister said, he said in his mind.
Yep, he just an opinion.
He spoke his opinion.
Okay,
And let me just finish.
I agree with you.
Let me just end my statement. Let me end my statement. You have the flow until you get tired. Trust me. Just give me a chance. So some lawmakers have written the Justice Ministry, asking the Justice Minister to come and publicly, because Justice Minister is the Attorney General of the country. He's the biggest lawyer in the country by the position, to come and interpret the law or the ruling of the Supreme Court. Beyond that, in every country, every nation around the world, if a Supreme Court make a decision, the enforcement arms of the Supreme Court is the Ministry of Justice. So if the Minister of Justice is telling you, this is what the Supreme Court said, and this is how we're going to interpret it, the only person, the only group of people that are close with the power to undo or to change that mindset is the Supreme Court. That's why I said from the beginning that the Supreme Court sided with the renegade group because they took money, 200,000 each of them. So they left the thing hanging and leave it with the Supreme Court, with the Justice Ministry and the government to interpret it, because they are the ones that are going to reinforce it. Now, if we want to know that whether or not whatever the Justice Minister says is not what the Supreme Court meant, let the Supreme Court come out and say, no, you misinterpreted our ruling. What you just said, that's not what we said, and this is exactly what we meant. Other than that, it's a done deal, Honorable Kolba. I just wanted to say that.
Okay, so can I go further now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see what the perception, his personal opinion has had on his state. The senators are using his personal opinion, his thought on this matter. Sorry, I didn't go to school. So if I'm saying something wrong, please let me know. I will correct myself. The senators are using his personal view and his thought on this matter to proceed the wrong way. Because you listen to the senators, you listen to the protest. The protest say the interpretation of the Justice Ministry give us the go-ahead to work with the majority blacks. Are you getting me, Sekou?
I'm getting you.
Are you getting me, Sekou? So damage in her cause, it can bring the country to chaos. Who's going to be responsible for it? Let Sekou say on radio. He said, oh, the one were happy, the former come on, the former do the work. You are the one that caused it. Your utterance alone, your own personal thought can bring the country down. And that what happened today. So, Sekou, the Justice Minister have advised the president, because he's the chief prosecutor of this country. He's the only one that can disagree with the president of this country. In my mind, it is a job to guard the president legally, not the legal advisor. Not the legal advisor. The Justice Minister is the only person that has the authority on the ministerial level to tell Mr. President, this one legally is not correct.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
At this point, do you think the best way forward in finding a final close to this particular subject is it for the Phonetic Kofa block, go back to the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, you gave your ruling. Our reading of your ruling was X, Y, and Z. Now the Justice Ministry ruling is X, Y, and Z. Now, based on the reading of the Justice Minister, the government is now legitimizing the majority. So, we want you, the Supreme Court, to clarify your ruling as to what you really meant, since everybody interpreting it their own way. Or, that's a legal way to do it. Or you think a threat of violence, people getting on the street, people, doing other things that will create unrest. Which one will you actually prefer in this light? So you guys go through the Supreme Court to rectify, or you'll go through the violent line?
Legally, it have injured the country. Legally, it have not affected us in any way. Because nothing has been done to go to the Supreme Court and tell the I'm not a legal person. I don't pretend to be one. I'm giving my own police idea, my own small Christian legal thing I know. We need to have something that we take to the Supreme Court. We say, because of this, your ruling have been obstructed. What you have said have been obstructed. Let's say, for example, they pass the budget. Then, Rachel Kuhn signed the budget pretending as a speaker. Something has been done. We have been injured. Because when you get to the Supreme Court, you say, we listen to what you're saying. That one, the legal person, we don't want someone to handle it. But have they injured you in any way? No. Have you been taken from your office? No. Have your security been taken from you? No. Have they affected anything when it comes to being speaker? No. People can call people to come together to have their meetings. But you must, in my mind, I'm not saying that what the lawyers are thinking about, but you must be injured by that decision. Are we being injured? No.
And then
The speaker can't take it for him. The speaker office has not been taken for him. The budget has not been passed and signed by Rachel Kuhn. So what injured us in the process? Are we being injured?
So now what is the point?
Sorry, I'm not seeming to be right.
No. If you haven't been affected in any shape or form, then where's the point?
So no, for us who don't have issue, we are just saying what they are doing. They are tampering with the law and getting the citizen confused.
They care less about that.
So
they don't care.
In my mind, we have not been injured.
They don't care about that. So I'm asking you now. You from the political cover block now. What is the next step for you guys? What is the next course of action?
No, I can say the next step on this public radio, but we are consulting. We are consulting our lawyers. But let me go forward to say, the people say the Supreme Court rule in their favor. But from yesterday, like I said in my press conference, yesterday morning, last night, up to today, Joseph Bogan said asking the speaker to resign. When you win a case, now why you want the speaker to resign? Say good, you must have what I wanted. Say good, you win. Then you ask him, say, I beg you, please give me go ahead.
Yeah, but
And we told him the speaker will not resign. No, say good, let me tell you what will happen. You watch the process and see we are on it. We own the process. We pray that the number that we have be consistent and be together. If they take the speaker from your office, I will give my office to the speaker, or will find office for the speaker. We will go to the joint chamber to have our session. If they like the joint chamber and bring the police there, because now police coming in the capital building, so we are not happy in the history of this country. Separation of power. The executive need to stay away from our political issue. We will find a place. We will film our place good. We still having session in the city. We have session.
Honorable Koluba, how many people you think will really follow that kind of thing for and for how long?
Well, I don't know. It's left for us.
For how long?
Because some people can be moved by money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm asking you now.
Let me lay small.
No, you were talking, but I'm asking you now. The scenario that you are talking about right now. How many people, how many lawmakers are willing to follow that, and for how long, given the fact that the legitimacy have been given to the other people, not only that they are being legitimized by the executive, but by the Senate as well. So how many people are willing to follow you and others who are with this mindset that you're carrying right now, and for how long?
So Seku, we don't want to know how many. We will be consistent, we'll be consistent. The government get the power to use the Liberia money to lobby to move one person. The money they're supposed to be using to use for the people, they use it in a hotel for going to 2 months now. That's abusing the trust of the Liberia in the Liberia resources. But what I was trying to say here is that even up to today, lawmakers are calling police. I mean, you need to come. We need to send them together. Oh, but you won a case now. What do you need to get for when you have won a case already? So, these people know what they're doing. It's illegal. The president will not send people. You know, Seku, up to now, somebody from our office that here didn't file with office ID card. They told my office staff from Central Police Station and carry him where to Gobacho fee because they said that you get office staff. They relocated him to Gobacho fee. No, that was not put fear in us. Seku. They put all kinds of things to put fear in me. Up to now, my office staff is staying in jail. They told me from Morocco. They carry him all the way beyond Red Lake Gobacho fee.
I want you to answer my question. You need to answer it. So are you guys going to carry on the legal aspect, or are you going to go with the Liberian people say, you know what, this is not what we want, where you have lost the confidence of Liberian people, Joseph Bakai, and we're going to go on the street to fight for all right?
Well, if it's okay, let me okay. That is why I always told you, I said, Seku, to find the opposition standing up, it's about time for the opposition to stand up. These people are creating a scene, testing the strength to see if 2029, when they go to the Supreme Court rule, and nothing will happen. These people are testing tonight.
So where do you see what from here?
Well, we see the country going nowhere. The country could be like Syria. The country could be like other people. It could be like people come out in the street and take over the country by themselves. And you know the project got beamed up. AFC got all ratting going in there, according to our information, that not even forcing up. Who you depending on?
I got a war for Yeke.
All right. Your Honorable Callback, please hold for Monk. Let Monk.
You know the fucking and then money here where is you. My colleagues got to come and say slow down. No, people will not put fear in us. The tension these people want will get it for 6 years until 2029.
All right, let Monk, go ahead. I just
got to advance for Yeke. You know Yeke, right? You are one of the most admired lawmakers. People believe in your advocacy. You are the most consistent I can boast of. As a matter of fact, I believe you are the most powerful and popular lawmaker in Liberia. From the length and breadth of Liberia, you cover all counties. I'm not going to question that. But the one thing I want to advise you as a lawmaker, just because you have a nail, don't necessarily mean that every problem is a hammer. Or just because you have a hammer, don't necessarily mean that every problem is a nail. I told you guys from the beginning, if you listen to Sktv, the way how the Constitution works, constitutional law is like going into the minds of people that live more than 50 or 100 years ahead of you, like in the case of Liberia, where we were founded in 1847. It's a very tough thing. When the Supreme Court came out with their ruling on Sktv, we were the first to tell you guys that the Supreme Court never did the Liberian people any injustice. The true or red meat, that was a political decision, was now a legal interpretation of the law. And we keep telling you folks that the Supreme Court cannot interpret law that does not exist. In the case of Fonati Kofa, whether it's in America, I told people on this platform, whether it's in the British House of Commons or the British House of Law, anywhere where there is a parliamentary procedure is a numbers game. Because the thing about the Supreme Court, when Supreme Court gave a ruling, it's also an opinion. It's left with your interpretation. Now, the reason I keep saying that politics will always trump when it comes to the law, because even the Supreme Court, when you come to Western country or any other advanced country, the Supreme Court themselves, their ruling is based on their own political philosophy. That's why you got liberal judges and conservative judges, and they are not giving even number because they know they themselves will not even agree on what they are saying. Man thing here is yeke. Let me tell you something. I understand that you want to stay on the side of the law, but when you cannot interpret the law, when the law is not clear, you cannot be the one putting. I believe that you invested too much capital, political capital, in this fight for Fanatic Kofa. And I can tell you, anyway, the Constitution is very clear on certain provisions. There are certain provisions the Constitution was never clear on, even references the Article 33 and Article 49. But for some people, yeah, they wanted to be in that feeling. And at the end of the day, we told you, once the God have the numbers to conduct quorum, that's the end. It changed the whole narrative. And whether you go to the Supreme Court 4 or 5 times, whether you bring chaos anywhere in the world, that's how the game is played. My disappointment in Fanatic Kofa and his so-called consultant was the idea that he's a lawyer, one. He lived in the Western world too, and he's a politician. You cannot make that kind of a rookie mistake because that's just the nature of the game. And something we said on Sktv, there are things that you can do. It will break away with tradition in politics. There are certain things that will look inappropriate. But when something is inappropriate, it does not make it unconstitutional. That was our case. And at the same thing you're having with the executive. All Joseph Boaga would do, he will play games behind the scene, and when you won't push him to the limit, you will be like, you know what? They get something called separation of power. That's the inclination. It was the same light that the Supreme Court gave us with this ruling. But some people think that public sentiment is indicative of interpreting constitutional law. Yeah, I saw the people and other people for Fanatic Kofa. Oh, the law is the law. My brother, the law is not the law until you can put it to a test. Just because you have a provision in the there are a lot of provision in our constitution that people can put to a test, and the Supreme Court will give you a different interpretation, even though they exist on the book. So, man, thing to you as a lawmaker moving forward, you got a great feature in politics. People like you a lot. You are more popular. I am just saying, sometimes you got to come down and obsess the political situation before you can take a side. I knew this thing how you were in it, and fortunately for most of our audience, even though we don't agree on a lot of things, at the end of the day, all the shots that Sktv called, they came to pass. I told you guys, once that majority black constitute a quorum, and you had it, we even read, or how they call it, got Thomas Fowler letter on the show. We read it verbatim, word for word. I told you guys, I said, once Thomas Fowler broke away from Fanatic Kofa, that was the end, because he understands that the majority black have quorum by the Constitution, and in the case or the absence of the speaker, he would have been the one to be presiding over them. That was the end of Fanatic Kofa's speakership. So whether you got resort to violence, whether you got go to the Supreme Court 100 times, that's the primary reason all around the world speakers usually resign, because they know there is no end to this thing. The Constitution cannot interpret legislative matter, because legislative matter is all politics. That's why the Supreme Court told you in that ruling, you guys can go and solve that thing by yourself. We will just interpret the law. They throw red me here and there. At the end of the day, everybody had their own interpretation. But look where we are right now. So what you don't have any course of action. Fanatic Kofa can do the noble thing. We cannot repeat the mistake. You see, I keep telling people, every time you have a crisis in life, it's also an opportunity for you to do something differently. You guys can go to your rules and order, your standing rules and order. You can make an amendment to this thing so you cannot repeat the same mistake. Yeah, you are a traditional man. It's almost like you go into your farm, and every time before you enter your farm, they got a little stick that hanging over your head that will tweak your eye, and you keep telling the stick, "Oh, this stick will buzz my eye one day. This stick will buzz my." No, you have to take the stick from the way. Even the Rachel Kuhn today that is on the receiving end, there is a possibility he could still experience this crisis. So the question is, how do you put this thing to an end? And you have only two options. You can either amend your standing orders and rule, or you come for a constitutional amendment. Other than that, Fanatic Kofa cannot win the case anywhere on the planet, from the judiciary standpoint, from the constitutional standpoint, and from the law standpoint. It's a waste of time. So I'm telling you, as a brother, as a lawmaker that is loved by the Liberian people, that is popular, my brother, know how to pick your fight, because some of them, they are just a losing battle. You're not going to win that fight. That's my special message to you on the subject matter. I'll stop there for now, Mr. Connor. You can take it from there.
Yeah, go ahead. From there, I'll ask you a question. Go ahead.
Okay, so Steve, let me appreciate you for your personal view.
That was Monk.
President Monk.
Yeah.
Let me appreciate you for your personal view and your advice to me. But if Joseph Boaga feel he get a state in here, he get a police power, do not ask Fonati to resign. Do not be calling him immediately to resign. You already have the authority. Use your authority you think you get to make this state or police state. Let me tell you something. There was constitutional issue that was tampered with that needed to be addressed. When the Constitution talk about presiding officer, it was very specific to talk about it. The presiding officer shall be the speaker that is elected.
It said the speaker, in absence of the speaker, is
the deputy.
The speaker. Seku, you can't be in a room. Then my sister-in-law said you're not in the room. It's not possible. You can't be in the room, my sister-in-law say you're not in the room. So because you in the house, I mean in the house. You in the house, she in the room, then you in the living room, then she say you're not in the house. Is that possible? You in the living room, she in the room, then she say you're not in the house. Is that possible? It's not possible.
No, but yeah, it all depends how you interpret the absence of the speaker. That's why I told our audience on the show. I said, in the case of the speaker.
And you see, President Moore, that one of the caution, the Supreme Court, I mean the Chief Justice talk about. Is the speaker in the country? Yes. Is the speaker moving and sound and say, yes, he in another session, we are in another session. The Chief Justice said, in the majority of presiding, who is the speaker of the House, that what she said openly before us before the ruling was read. Is that a constitutional presiding? We understand people playing politics. So we understand and let the politics play. Joseph Boakai, do not call for Nati to resign. Use your power. Take the police escort for him. Take the police support from behind him. But that paper to say I will resign, that what the people want, so we can acknowledge the criminal act on.
So,
because Fonati, they know very well. If Fonati don't give a letter of resignation, everything they're doing is illegal. And when I hold. Yesterday morning, Joseph Boakai called. Yesterday morning, Joseph Boakai called Fonati. Joseph Boakai called Fonati. That morning, Joseph Boakai called Fonati. And what they call Fonati for? That morning, you know, the SL person, they want to take the car. Say, yeah, but the government car, I mean, the government security, you take it. You take the government security.
Hold on. So Joseph Boakai called for not over. They say they're going to take the SS, the government security, government car for them.
In the presence of the SS boss, therefore that he said, you can say that what you told him.
So now, my people, you're believing that like Joseph Boakai that removed the man. We tell you, you're saying that's not true.
Even up to last night, Joseph Boakai kept telling Fonati, you got to resign. And you know that you know what to do? Joseph Boakai said Fonati will resign. Then we must carry Rachel Kun or whereby but you know that Joseph Kun is not elected, right? So we people that keep the thing with him, we just need a 29 or the 30 of the year also remain consistent. Sebu, we coming from that base good. The constitution says we must have session in the city.
Honorable Kolba.
Honorable Kolba. When it is proud of having session in the John Chimo.
Honorable Kolba, my question to you. Yeah, I have a question for you. If we were depending on the Liberian people, what actually needs to happen that will trigger the emotion of the Liberian people to say, you know what, enough is enough? What has to happen?
The Liberian people need to assemble to the Supreme Court and tell the Supreme Court, say you confuse us, tell us who wrong, so we can conclude the thing. Because we're not understanding what you're saying. That English you speak in my married, they're not understanding. My Jatu, they're not understanding. My Kwato, they're not understanding. My married, they're not understanding. Tell us, say the people wrong, the people right.
So yeah, so my question was.
But I respond, Sekou, then that's go ahead, Sekou, go ahead.
My question was, what has to happen to trigger that? So that means, so when are they going to the Supreme Court tomorrow?
No, we are not being injured yet in my mind.
But we said the Liberian people, not just you.
So I'm not saying anything. But when we go to the Supreme Court, in my mind, I'm not a lawyer. The Supreme Court will say, let the Justice Minister say, what harm have they caused you? Have they laid down their budget and according to his speaker? Have they taken away your security from you? Have they taken away your office from you? No, you have not been caused any harm. We can't answer your question. It will be a disgrace.
But you just told us that you just told us that Baga called Fanatic to get his stuff. We learned that they have taken, they're going to take away everything from him, including the security.
No. So maybe they saw it like, when they call Fanatic and they say, we're coming to the SS people for you. And there, Joseph Baga said, I can't say. The SS was saying that Joseph Baga was there. Oh, every day, and these people behind me, they want to take the SS people from you, but Joseph Baga is very irresponsible. Charles saying that how he's selling. Oh, the say now. Oh, the people want to take the SS. I can say for that he say when he met Joseph Baga in the morning, the SFO say, now I call him so he can cut. Joseph Baga is not someone that can make a decision by himself. The SS director, according to Fonatic Kofa, the SS director asking the Fonatic Kofa, say, why you can't hear resign? Look at that kind of irresponsible attitude.
So
wow.
So Honorable, let me ask you there now, go back to Monk. So Fonatic Kofa saying that he's not resigning, staying in this position, and then the people are not doing business. They had the first budget hearing. At the end of the day, they approved the budget and sent it to the Senate for concurrence, and the Senate concurred, and then they send the budget to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for printing or to get put it in the booklet. So what's gonna happen at the end of the day? If the government is functioning, moving forward, Richard Kun being recognized as a speaker, and normally let. No. Okay. If that happened, then what will you do?
No, we can't do nothing. Stay wing your power. What you begging all the reason for? What you begging all the come for to marry the speaker for? Stay wing your power. Look, we still have the authority that is given to us constitutionally in our law. Now what Joseph Baga keep begging.
But Honorable Kolba, how good is an authority if you can't use it?
That's the point.
The people that got authority, they're using it.
They're using it.
Yeah, they use it.
And then what happened?
Are they using it? We call it free that using it. They are not free to use it.
All right.
Let me come in 1 second with Yege. Yege, right? The reason I keep telling you to be very, very cautious moving forward, because the response you just gave to Sekou, it just solidified the point we are making here. You said you went for Liberian because Sekou asked you what would be your rail when it comes to the Liberian people standing up. You said they should go back to the Supreme Court to go seek clarification. Then it means you contradicted yourself, because for you guys in the majority black, you believe that
I am saying they're the one that understand the ruling. For us, we understand the ruling. For us, we know that the Supreme Court rule in our favor. So we understand the ruling. But
okay.
The Supreme Court ruling, nothing has been done to injure us. So we don't have no go to the Supreme Court.
And that's the same way the people that on the majority block will say that, okay, the Supreme Court poke hole in the two provisions in the Constitution that say that what they are doing, they are setting cannot be unconstitutional. That's why I keep saying. So, because your understanding is just because the president said the speaker should resign, so it means that he's ceding his own power. But the thing is, the president know, I know any politician know for that matter, that Fonatic Kofa will not get redress from the Supreme Court on the subject matter because it's mostly political. So maybe the president trying to persuade the speaker to resign is not because of trying to show power, it's just trying to avoid all the drama that is going on. That could be one interpretation of it. Go ahead. Yes, yeah.
The Supreme Court will not say nothing to us.
Mm-hmm.
You will redress. You will be in charge. Then just go ahead. Don't call us. Don't lobby for us.
But even Fonatic Kofa, who you're advocating for, the initial response from the Supreme Court ruling that you have not reached across the eye. So that's why I keep telling you, Yeke, proceed with caution, because even the man you are backing at this stage, he even signaled that he will reach across the aisle to go to his colleague to go and negotiate with them so he can be able to conduct a quorum. So you cannot say don't reach out to us. That's politics. That's why I keep saying at the end of the day, you will not get the interpretation that you want from the Supreme Court.
You're talking too fast, you're not understanding me.
Okay.
I'm not saying we shouldn't reach our colleagues. Our colleagues shouldn't reach to all. I think Joseph Boakai shouldn't reach to all. Joseph Boakai
no, he cannot.
already advancing that the majority won the case. Why do you want lobby with us? For what thing? How are we importing the matter? When your justice minister has told you that you in the right, then what you want favor from us for? For what thing? Jeremiah Joseph Boakai, Speaker Kofa, million to resign. That's lie. Jeremiah want to steal again. He want to eat money.
So
before I invested too much in it, it was shame.
Honorable Kaluba. Honorable Kaluba.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you say that you have not been injured by the decision of the Supreme in your mind, so why at what point will you consider being injured? What must happen?
Thank you. You see, you ask good question. You know that Joseph Boakai, like when for the you don't know what to say and what question to ask. Look, ask lawyers.
It's good.
You must be affected by certain issue before you go to the court for redress. In the first place, let the budget pass. Let's see that Rachel can sign the budget, or let the executive take the security from the speaker. Number one. Two, let them take the speaker from the office. Number two, then that means we are being injured, we are being affected. Then we run to the Supreme Court and tell the Supreme Court, say, your ruling have been disrespected by so and so people. Then that means the Supreme Court, it will be binding on the Supreme Court. It will be binding on the Supreme Court to interpret or to say something, to say, yes, when I see the poor right. What I said in the ruling, you are wrong. And the case finished.
The case finished. And I think
Let me tell you what happened when the case finished. Let me tell you what happened when the case finished.
Okay.
You take the one, remember the one. 2, 3 more. We will have another 47 to say that somewhere different.
But that's the argument we've been making, because at the end of the day, you are saying that this particular loophole that exists in the law and in your own standing orders and rule, you are now willing to change it because you think you can weaponize it in the future as well. Then the majority black cannot be in the room, because for you are not interested in solving the problem. You are only interested in who become the victim of the problem. And this time around, it falls on Fanatic Kofa. That's why you're telling me right now, because you are saying future, few months from now, another 47 will convene somewhere, right?
That's your view, I have to respect it. That's your view, I have to respect it. Look, let me tell you what a sound councillor and a justice minister can do for peace sake, in the interest of the people, in the interest of the president, to guide him legally for him to proceed the right way. Go back to the Supreme Court. Don't say in my mind. The Supreme No, the justice minister cannot say in my mind. They're depending on you to run the affair of this country, when security-wise, to make sure things are straight. You are councillor according to you. Look, most of these people are Gorbachev councillor and they are close to the hand their councillor that need to be disbarred. Because you are justice minister, they tell the presidency, in my mind, my view is the Supreme Court, that your view, you pass around it, my view is they may be educated. My view is they want to be placed in jail. But so your view has been implemented by the Senate. You know what harm it has caused to the Liberian people?
So that
view.
The
Senate have used their view.
Let me
have used their view to affect the Liberian people.
Okay, Honorable Koluba. Let me address this whole issue of the Senate. In my mind, everybody's speaking their mind now, including the Justice Minister.
The Justice Minister.
Yeah. So, in my mind,
everybody got their own mind game.
Yeah, in my mind, in my mind, Honorable Koluba, the Senate is using false pretense in a way that. So the Supreme Court ruling, they could not interpret it for themselves.
Yeah.
They have no lawyers. They have nobody in. They have no understanding of the law. They have no understanding of the English language penned by the Supreme Court to interpret and understand what the Supreme Court really meant. And beyond that, if the House of the Senate, they have any qualm or misunderstanding of the Supreme Court's ruling, they too had the right to reach out to the Supreme Court for clarification.
Yes.
Before,
So let me tell you what happened.
let me end.
You see that what happened?
My man, let me finish my own. Let me get my own of mine now.
Yeah, go ahead, Sekou. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
So,
wronged you. I
yeah,
take it back.
yeah. So I believe if the House of the Senate, okay, you have how many senators? About 30 senators, including some citizens. If the Senate can agree with the Supreme, with the interpretation of the Justice Minister, about 30 of them, plus the 49 or 50 of the House of Representatives, meaning out of 103 people, you have almost two-thirds majority, almost 70%, 73 of them agreeing with the Justice Minister's interpretation of the Supreme Court's ruling, because the Senate now concord, agree with the majority bloc. Among the 103 lawmakers, about 29 or 30 on one side, and the 73 on the same side, including both houses. So my question to you: do you think the House of the Senate is just following the decision by the Justice Minister simply because they want to be on the same book with the executive, or they just did it based on legal reasoning?
Let me tell you something before I answer your question. The meeting last night with Joseph Boakai. To Joseph Boakai or Jeremiah Tun, you only were in the meeting, they don't were in the meeting. According to the people that entered the meeting for us, and I told them I would tell the Liberian people, I don't get secret. Musa Belete were in the meeting, the speaker were there. So when they started to talk, then the speaker, it was the law. I mean, what Yomli and Delona said, you know very well that police officers are not supposed to be inside the Capitol building. And say, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Look, that is why people, when you get to the Capitol building, they put you on committee. They have the judiciary committee that they're supposed to take advice from. Don't put that acting very irresponsible and challenge those senators. Because you have a judiciary committee, not like us. Marcus Thomas will be on the judiciary committee, but because Ways and Means got money, he said he want to be co-chair on Ways and Means. He want counselor. Then the men around Koga, me, I didn't go to school. He was when the matter is in court, he's not supposed to describe because it's not CCC. I don't know law. I didn't go to school. Koga graduated from AMU. Me, I have not graduated from any school. But I would never sit on radio and say it's not CCC. There's nothing in legal something called CCC. No law. You take a man that don't know law. You say you the chair on the judiciary. Hey, man, Liberian people, man. Hey, I told the Liberian people all the things we are committee business. Marcus Thomas in the House of Representatives, Ono Fonati Kofa is the chair on the judiciary because Fonati Kofa know that a lawyer is supposed to be there to guide him legally. But they got lawyers in the Senate. People in there. Why they take the judiciary committee advice and say based on our investigation from our judiciary committee report that the court rule in the executive in majority favor, so we deal with the majority. But instead, they say the man was giving his personal view, his personal opinion. They should live by him. You see how they put very irresponsible and reckless?
Yes. So we'll call about one last question, then we'll go to Melbourne, then we'll go to the line. So the last question I want to ask you is going to the same Senate that we're talking about here. Assuming the Senate had some disagreement with the court ruling or some confusion. Now they are now making you to believe that they are concurring with the majority because of the justice. That's being very irresponsible and telling the Liberian people that they don't know what they are doing. Other than that, per the Constitution, no organ of the legislature should be in session for more than 5 days when the other one is not working. So assuming that now, before, they didn't want to take SAR, but the way things looking right now, the fact that the country is getting into chaos, into confusion, and the Supreme Court got to really interpret this and do the right thing for the Liberian people, why don't the Senate stay at home, not go to work, thereby delegitimizing the so-called majority? Because if they believe the majority bloc, they are not proceeding legally, the Senate gets the way of crippling them. They will not be able to work if the Senate is not in session. Can the Senate do that? You think they're willing to do that?
Hell no.
You think they're willing to do that?
Let me tell you these people think you only there and they don't all with the Liberian people. You only then sat down with the speaker and told him, say, you know what, we don't want to deal with those people. We don't want to be sending, but say, you can say, don't say the real person say. We don't want to be sending document to the house and it fall in the wrong hand. So you need to appoint an IT chief clerk. And the speaker wrote them. But normally they don't know that what's going on is wrong. And they're telling the president wrong. But what about it? Jeremiah Kuhn said they must do it. You only they know it wrong. You only they were in the meeting last night. You only they were in the meeting yesterday in the day. Say, you can say, tell the speaker, say, you can say, tell Musa Blake, you can say, call him now. He will tell you, say, yeah, what you can say not true.
So
I will tell the Liberian people.
So isn't that a signal to you that this is a done deal? If everybody conspiring against one,
Yeah.
if the whole country, the whole government is conspiring, don't I tell you that it's over?
Okay, I agree. It's all right. And what you're trying to say, right?
That's because based on what you just told me, that's why.
No, what you're trying to say,
right? Yeah, I say that based on what you told me. You are telling me that the entire nation, the entire government is conspiring.
It's all right.
Yeah, whatever you say, if that's the fact, if that's what happened, then it's done.
Okay, then can I talk now?
Yeah.
So I agree. Everything I told you from what I said to you, that means it's done, right? So you tell the speaker to not ask for nothing to resign.
The president, you mean?
Yes, I mean the president. Just tell Joseph Boakai to stop calling for nothing to tell him to resign. Because he will not get that number. He will not get that paper that he want to use to say, but they may resign. They may resign.
Yeah, but the fact.
All the one.
Anyway.
Anyway, I don't know how to say it, but I really want to come.
Honorable Caliber, you have anything last to say before we go? Before we go to the line? Anything else you want to say before we go to the line, Honorable Caliber?
So what I'm saying here is that we need to start deceiving our people. Some of us brought Joseph Boakai to power for him to achieve. The Buju Ben Keita then was sitting down, was raising our left. The Kofi Wooden sat down here, National Security Advisor, was raising our left. And they have refused to tell Joseph Boakai that what you are doing is wrong. Second, when the king is naked, tell the king, say, king, you are naked. And they're not telling Joseph Boakai that politically, legally, he's naked. And will carry the country into chaos. If someone was stay closer to Joseph Boakai, I want father from Joseph Boakai. I used to feed Joseph Boakai. Let me tell you the truth today. I used to take my money to feed him. I will tell Joseph Boakai the thing is doing wrong. Because look, I got ambition. I got big ambition. I got small ambition. Do I want to spoil it because I want to be friendly with Joseph Boakai? No. Tomorrow, the Lebron will say, you brought Joseph Boakai. You were closer to him. What did you tell him? That was as on the time I saw the people. They say, I'm going to take my job and either sell it or I told people that they give me money. I will finish with Joseph Boakai. Now I brought him to power for. I want to remain poor. And let the people judge us. And that's what we are into. So, Liberian people, Joseph Boakai stay begging for nothing to resign. He said you win the case. He said you get the police power. He brought 4 years to harass us. He told my office staff there, carry them to Central. In the night, they carry them to beyond relay, go back your feet. They get them. It will not bring me down. Don't waste your time. Get the 49 and move for nothing.
Thank you.
So I'll stop there. Maybe people call and ask questions and then maybe we'll answer it.
All right. Maybe open the lines. Let you hear from our people. And we'll call you can stay on if you want to.
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Okay.
7285961. That's the number to call right here in Liberia. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, go ahead, my dear.
I'm Messi Kofa calling from Rafia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I want to agree with you.
Okay.
He do any kind of thing. That people that they want on the man, they will not get it. That is shame he make a jihad. You are born, you are on the earth. But for that people will not resign. Whatsoever they want to do, he will not resign. That people they will not get it.
All right. Thank you so much. 077285961. To this caller, good evening. 1 minute, please. Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, this is Gilly King, and I do join you for my evening. Let me say good evening for my staff, Mr. Kane and that of Mo. Mr. Kane, let me disagree with you. I know your feeling for CDC is so strong, but I can say to you, we had Jolene Do Cherie that were more powerful than some how they call it, Thomas Fala or the Joseph you did mention about. All right, they left the CDC. CDC did not crumble. And we had the left of George Solo. CDC did not crumble. And all the good men, you did not win. The CDC did not crumble. You did not win. Listen, came back to the CDC. So I can safely say to you, there's nobody that ever made George Weah made all these people. So for them leaving CDC, or if they choose to leave CDC or to betray CDC at this time, all right, we don't have problem with them.
All right, we don't have problem with them. To this caller, good evening. Yes, go ahead, my dear. Your name and from where you join us? Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes people who can talk too much, all the things they talk, it can be true. The former speaker have been voted out, that the executive recognizes that he's no more speaker, the Senate recognizes that he's no more speaker, then the president will be asking him to resign.
That was the hello. That was the information that came out this morning that the president asked the speaker to resign. So please, just go ahead.
Where the information came from?
My young man, go ahead. Maybe you. All right. All right. Thank you. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Joseph, and I call from Mambaka to be precise on the Anthony where I Avenue. Before I go to the prayer, you always allow other quarter to come on the show to insult our leader, and when we talk in the cut off. And the first quarter I get with you. Second to my prayer, to Yaka Koruba. Yaka Koruba, you are disgracing your country. Nothing who you came to. You fuck up in the country, will beat you in this country.
So the one you say now, you want me to keep you on the line, right?
Yeah,
kind of thing that some of you do. Hello to this caller, good evening. The same thing we just saying about 2029. 2029, I think it will be a serious chaotic thing to even watch. Good evening, go ahead.
So thank you. Well, this is one of preschool again. and I brought a phone for District 5.
Go ahead, my dear.
Listening to Honorable Yeke Koruba. And one thing he tried to cajole the public with is there's a document that Honorable President Bwaka needs for Honorable Kofa, and you'll not get that document. And I see certain people buy into the argument or that the strongest saying. No, once the Senate, the biggest thing was if the Senate will recognize, then once the Senate has recognized it, there's no need. And more besides, we said this. You know, when some of us were coming on, they got something they call government boom. When you people are into a freestyle ball play, and certain body man there, they saying now he wants to stay down because if he's in get body, the reverend get declared government boom, meaning everybody can play. So for the now it's a political and legislative government boom.
So quickly before you go, do you think that the process is the right way?
So the Supreme
Court, I'm asking you yes or no question. Do you think the process?
Which process?
The way everything goes to remove the speaker.
So the thing about close-ended question you have.
All right. To this caller, good evening.
Mabel.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I know, you know, people are hurt and people are. I don't want you to.
Yes, caller. Hello. I come in. Yeah.
Certain people. Don't engage into argument with them. Allow them to have their opinion and you let them go. But if you're going to ask them and you want them to express certain things, they got to give them a chance to talk. You don't have to get them time. You know, just get them.
Hello, go ahead.
You let them go. But if you engage in argument with them, you got to
let them go. Good evening, go ahead.
Brother, I listen to the Honorable in studio. And, you know, one way or the other, I want to agree with the Honorable. You know, the removal of Funati that the majority bloc is fighting for some of us is illegal. They never did it legally. So they should go back to the drawing board and do it legally so that some of us will be on their side. Other than that, we'll be neutral and look at the process and monitor it because the removal that they are fighting on for the speaker, Honorable Kofa, is illegal. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Famuya Sherry. I'm calling from Bodogono.
Hello. Well, the person is off the line. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
And let me say good evening to your international panelists. Summer day, joining for Bravo. This is our day. So let me say good evening to his SNC President Bwakai. You see, we all had to discuss Liberia issue of openness and to be nationalistic to the issue. And we have to call about with the shared responsibility of why you always because you know why? I'm not sure what we say at the time that he right and he proved what stolen by the government. But today I have not seen something that Joe Vaga had done against him as individual or lawmaker that he can be so that vendetta insulting the man. Although I did not support him, I did not support him from insulting from program we are. For the issue is I want to ask a few questions. Do you expect the president to come and tell you that a budget will perform for 2 million to 4 million in our corruption? Do you expect the president to hire company in the country to run organization around the country? We, of course, maybe we sending back for any Kofa, I am better in the country. That yes, I have law firm, my body have all perform. If that is out of corruption, why are you supporting? Why are you not asking me and to resign or for to be here and to investigate it? Number two, you you love the Liberian people, but you're the same person who were on together to go to the Canada and to go put them for car. They put a law, you eat law way, they eat better today, they get food to eat, they get transportation, they get school fee, but yet you want 50,000 or 45,000. Are you loving country or you love yourself? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So let me go to UK and take this caller. Yeah, my brother Aki, good evening.
You can just
good evening.
Then we can go back to
John, and I call you from the UK. So I want to appreciate I mean, I totally agree with everything you say. I got big respect for him. But basically, I want to speak to Sheikh.
Somebody got noise behind them. You mute yourself.
You should focus on it and leave the CDC. No matter how much you talk on the platform, on the depopularize the CDC. You guys came on the same platform, mocked the CDC, and the CDC has spoliation. Now, you got some lawmakers who are from the party, for instance, you got to put a Clarence guy. Clarence guy is my LPDP. Who is the LPDP leader? It's Ellis Tyler. You know the promotion between Ellis Tyler. How can you still do Clarence guy to a CDC? You're talking about CDC come back? Are you ready for us to do that? Are you aware that Liberia has adapted to a binary automated political system, same as in America? If it's not Democrat, it's Republican. So the actions of the United Party will be a simple campaign for the CDC 2029. Why are you worried about that? CDC is not about money. It's not about the TFAS. Like you said, we lost Joe Solo as a chairman. We lost Maba Molude left. CDC still look at CDC Central 23 election. Give me a single instance where CDC had an event and was only attended. Never. Why are you so worried about it? Once CDC direct your energy somewhere else, Chief.
All right, thank you so much. Let me come back in Liberia and pick few calls and cross over to our team to respond. Yes, good evening. Go ahead. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
I want to say anything with the discussion. I want to tell the president to stay away from the particular thing because the president is too much influencing in a particular issue. What he's saying, he said the last time is normal. But now see what happened yesterday and what happened over today and what he's still doing. He really allowing the minister to be going to be, because they place anything in a particular budget, they won't go to preserve it. The reason is you free on the man. He said they confirm, but I did the original committee of what I did, they put it confirming. So you have to stay out of that thing. Which you is the report of what particular thing. They embarrassment and you're going to pause it. Because you're going to draw this man to us and people voted him. They lawless man calling time for in the country. Thank you.
Thank you for Nima County. Let me go back to our international line and pick this call from the US. Good evening. Hello, my dear. Good evening. Your name and from where you join us?
Yeah, my name is Chauncey Morris, calling from Maryland, USA.
Go ahead, my brother. You are live.
Yeah, I'm just calling. What's happening in the country now, in Liberia now, it is not something we should overlook. Yeah, because let me tell you, everyone eyes are trying to, people are observing what's going on. If this thing here happens to work without the proper channel, all branch of government who would use the same means to. At the end of the day, it is the government has something to lose and the Liberian people have something to lose. Brother, so we shouldn't be focusing on CDC losing this power, they're losing ground, they're losing that, they're losing this. No, that shouldn't be the case. Let us, because what happened in the country, at the end of the day, the loser will be the Liberian people. And at the end of the day, if any government, the name of the government going to be tarnished will not be CDC government. And people are using this case here will be used as a state and case study where maybe the House of Senate might use the same means to get someone out. Or they might use the same means to get the president out. So the thing we are looking at like this, it will not just end if it happens to be approved, like the majority bloc happen to see power. And it will spread all over the area there. It will be delaying government and we're punishing the Liberian people. That's all I get to say.
All right. Thank you so much for your participation. We'll take one or two more calls to cut over because we won't give our panelists more time.
Just one more. We gotta go.
Yeah. Hello, go ahead. What's your name?
I'm sorry to Ben.
Okay, go ahead quickly, my dear.
This case we're looking at is more deeper than anything. It get a rushing, and when you bust the secret that inside among the majority black, they will hear phone. It will not be easy. Everything President Bwaka will know what goes around, it will come around. He better watch him.
All right, thank you so much.
The Supreme Court, they never be truthful. They did the same thing to us as social workers, retiree. They cut our money. And the other justice minister over there, when they do retire, fire some black. And he said the fire was right. He won the case 2 times in Kakata. So nobody got confidence in the justice ministry again.
All right, nobody has confidence in the justice ministry or the Supreme Court. Yeah, so go ahead. We're back after the call.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So we'll get on a call about maybe 2 or 3 minutes to respond, and then me and Mo will come in. And then we'll...
You know, I listen to my brother. I know from where talking about he will beat me or say, when I'm traveling, I always travel alone. Yeah, so I'm not afraid of beating. That is the same thing we say former president we are doing. When the mentor will be, when the men do the one will be, that's what I thought they are not scared of it. That will be later. I'm not afraid of it. I listen to the other man call, I don't know his name, sorry for calling the other man. He said, oh, why I saying a lot? I call people in the meeting last night. I said they don't were in the meeting last night. You only were in the meeting. Musa Belete were in the meeting. So say, you call Musa and find out Allah. The president is begging for Nati to resign. Even up to today, round 2 when we're in session, Joseph Waga called for Nati again for them to go talk. You say you win the case. Why you calling them for? Just go there. Tell all the things you want to. Tell the office. Tell the security because all the cars they make you see in the police car. Now your own money, boy. The only thing will move from the police. The police I stand a car to him. He bought his own car and follow the police. All the car he ride his own car. I listen to somebody tell me, oh, you know the country is suffering and people. Where were you on budget? Joseph Baga put 1.2 million in the budget for him. Look, hey, that thing talking wasting your time. 3 years for that Obama car again. And I will demand for that car. And I will tell the people I want 200,000 car. I'll be demanding 200,000 car. You think that your thing you're be talking? You're sad that you want to pay for somebody to spawn the country that they want here for. You're standing in the place, you're all of your put your hand between your legs and the chicken. We were in the street. You're supposed to talk what I want to. Eh? You are supposed to be out there running campaign. All they were here, we took the rate. They are talking about something that abroad and that's supposed to be the way looking. He want to fear in me. Nobody can put fear me. Look, Representative George Rama left. That's why you see me, I don't respect it. If I was in the point that I say, when we tell him, we'll tell the job for him, he will be scared. You see me scared? That's in a way bad talk. He may not be re-elected all at 2023. So, this is a powerful. This is a material of a private sugar game fan. Sekou, I want to tell the Liberian people to tell Joseph Parker, saying you know very well that the court, for the justice minister to say the court rule in our favor, he wants to wait. What kind of serious person will go to and say, I think? Hey, man, Sekou, that's serious person talk. You think that's serious person talk, I think? That thing was correct. So Joseph Parker believe in thingy, somebody own personal thingy. The senator believe in somebody own personal thingy. Let me tell you, people, thank you for the time, man. Don't listen to Sekou. And before I go, let me say this to you. Nobody can make CDC unpopular. George, we are unpopular. All the people you talk about is Sir Joseph then. That John we are brought into power. Sir Joseph was saying now, what you were doing in District 13. You think all citizens Sir Joseph are going to be senator?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing? We the United Party to power. What are we doing to make sure we are unpopular?
My man, Joe is not the winning person in the country, man. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for your time.
People talk about something I'm going to say. Let me say thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mom,
yeah,
man. You know, the thing that can be really, can sound really funny to me is the fact that people to think that Joseph Walker is there's some performance or Joseph Walker lack of performance means that Joe Weah is good or Joe Weah should come out to power.
Oh yeah, I know.
You should be sick
in
your brain. Thing like that. As if there's a winner got Joe Weah in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They already tried the man fail.
Yep.
He provided nothing, no leadership whatsoever. But because some of you are brain dead, you feel like nobody in the country. If not Joe Weir, then that Joe Baga, not Joe Baga, then that Joe Weir.
But that's a narrative. That's how they did it. A two-party state.
When you tell them, you say you mean commies. No, I don't even care.
Yeah.
I don't even sure what a commies is going to run again. I'm not sure about that because I'm not hearing anything about from commies. I don't know what a commies is going to run. But we have 5 million people in the country.
Yeah.
A lot of good people.
Yep.
That could even be better than commies. So my opposition from bad governance, it had nothing to do with commies. I just want to make that clear to you guys. Commies wrong. Commies does not wrong. Joe Weir is not a perfect candidate for presidency. He already tried it. He failed. Even LeBron for bringing again, he will fail the country. The country will keep going behind until one day we'll just tell the country the way about to go about their business.
That's why citizens are optimistic about Joseph Walker's performances because they believe that it's strengthening a George Weah position. Yeah. So they want a two-party state in Liberia that we cannot get beyond those two, that we got to limit the country to the two of the worst in the country as a whole. That's why they want you to limit the country to, so that when one is not performing, then the other one becomes the alternative. But while we're on the show, before Yega could take a lead, one of my senior brother, he always a regular listener of this program, he said something profound and very important. He said about the president calling the speaker, that would be unconstitutional also, because we talk about separation of power coming from the Supreme Court. Matter of fact, it was in the Supreme Court ruling that they got limitation when it comes to interpreting the law. So if we want to play fair game, and we cannot say, oh, the president want to limit the optics here, he want to be the adult in the room. If he making contact with the speaker, then that's political interference. Then it means he's stepping over his constitutional authority or limit as well. And you cannot have the Supreme Court talking about the separation of power, then the executive be interfering. If Fanati Kofa is going to resign, let that pressure come from his colleague, whether it's from the Senate, whether it's from the finance minister or the people from the LRA doing business with the majority black. But the president cannot be seen making any contact or convincing the speaker to resign. I think they are 100% right on that fact. I must say I believe that as well. That's all I want to say.
So the thing is, Joseph Boakai already messed up. We want to fix it. And it's not going to be fixed anymore. This is a done deal. You already screwed up. You sponsor to remove a sitting speaker in you and your vice president. There's no other way to put it. So, I mean, for me, my only problem, they can just get mad at me, but me, I'm just going to be me no matter what happens, no matter what you think. My opposition to Joseph Boakai way of running the country does not in any way mean that George Weah is a better person or better leader. George Weah is the worst thing that ever happened to Liberia before Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai now is the one, past mark. So we don't have.
It just compounding.
We got a lot of people in the CDC. We got a lot of people in the Unity Party and other parties. Those weaklings, the baddest of all bad, are the one you want to bring back for presidency. Anyway, thank you so much. I will let you close. Really, really appreciate the show. I know people are mad, but
people always be mad. For me, I don't look at the sentiment of this program.
Let's just be happy. I mean, we are one people, one country, with a common destiny. And Liberia is the only country we can be deported from. And let me tell you something. You'll be mad. You'll be happy. So we are Joseph Boakai. They are not leaders. None of them are leaders. You don't have to vote for communists. Vote for somebody else. But people that will finish try and they fail us, if we follow them, then we are being there. That means we don't know what we're doing. So I can lose respect for some of the people then when you say Joe Weah is bad, then you can't talk about Joseph Boakai.
Joseph Boakai.
When I ask you the alternative you have is Joe Weah. That means your brain is not working. It's dysfunctional.
And that's a fear about the future of Sekou. That's why I keep saying on this show, the idea that some people believe that we'll do better into the future. If you look at some of the formidable candidates for 2029, and these people, like I said, they can vote way before election. If you look at the people who will be the major contender, you can't even be optimistic about the future of the country, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, man. We'll wait for Melbourne to come. We'll close the show. But let me tell you something. Somebody use Sekou frustrated. Frustrated for what? I'm the happiest person. I'm not in Liberia. I never complain about my relationship, my current gone today. I never complain about my internet problem. I never go to where they refuse to pay me. Guess what? I mean, if you think that's why there's somebody put in from the opposition, from other opposition political party, that I don't understand them. All of them that were standing with Fanatic Kofa right now, they know very well Joseph Boakai is not, I mean, or Joseph Jowiya is not a leader. They know that. But guess what? They were supporting Fonati, but Fonati put in, they were supporting Fonati because of the CDC business. Fonati himself said that, oh, you know, I'm voting for Jowiya. About a system bomb or system bomb. If Fonati can even say if you're voting for Jowiya, that's a disqualifier in the first place. In my book, that's a disqualifier. But Fonati can say, hey, I'm voting for Jowiya 2029, that's a disqualifier. That means not thinking. Fonati bring is dead. If you can think that way. Because Jowiya was a disaster for Liberia. So for you to think, because of political expediency, you say, I'm voting for Jowiya. For what? To destroy the country again? Well, you have it. So those of you who are arguing that CDC is not destroyed, CDC is still okay, CDC is still good, watch and see. And CDC lawmaker job got removed, whether illegally or illegally, what did CDC do? CDC contributed. CDC lawmaker contributed to remove your CDC government. Those who are saying Jowiya made those guys, that's true. Jowiya made Thomas Fowler, Jowiya made Sir Joseph, but now they are at the point where Jowiya can do nothing to them.
To them, yeah. They are insulated politically.
They don't even know politics. They are deeply rooted now. They can make their own juice. Plus or minus Jowiya, Thomas Fowler can win in Lofa.
But Georgia helped the men to win the district. The men now is competing in one of the most competitive counties. So who got more to lose?
And not only that too, if you encourage Jowiya to let go all the key people there that could even support the party, even help Jowiya get some money to the party. If you encourage Jowiya to let them go, you're the one who contribute. you're the jack on Facebook and talk. I'm talking about this small citizen who getting angry. We are not contributing anything to the party. Sir Joseph, Thomas Fowler are the one that holding the party. Jowiya don't want to use the small money he made with the presidency because he made quite to lavish money. The small one he made playing football before he became senator, he was completely down. He was gone. Every day, every night, and then he used to send Akala Gray and the other guy and Jefferson Koji then to go and disturb. Then you call the president and say, the president gave something, they will call the court or talk to the beginning. Jowiya not even presidential material. The man was president for 6 years. He never had one press conference. When the man going somewhere to go speak, you're scared. You'll be jittering, worrying whether or not the man going to deliver. When the man come to the, United Nations General Assembly, when the man speak, then you'll be like, wow, you'll be celebrating. And the man speak to your liking. You'll be happy. The man depleted the country. People were dying left and right. He depleted the coffer in the Federal Reserve from 158 million to 8 million. The men were caught money laundering, selling drugs, bringing drug dealers in the country. Every day you're talking about cooks in the country. You're talking about drug destroying our children in the country, but you still want to bring a drug dealer like George Weah. Joseph Boakai and Joe Weah are no different. They're all drug dealers. When you want to see people thinking that the only alternative you have is George Weah, it got me thinking the way you guys can think. What kind of country is this?
It's sad, but that's it. Yeah. It is sad.
More, let me ask you.
That's why I critique a lot of politicians and say if there's a situation, they don't even bother until those people can show you or sound that they will even consider you.
More, let me find out. Let me find out for you before whenever may want to come in close, who can leave. Let me ask you. If Liberia Liberians living in the diaspora, living in London, living in the United States, living in Australia, having seen good governance, having seen the rule of law, having seen good leaders, great leaders, and they are settling for George Weah. What does that say about us Liberians, regardless of where we live?
Well, it says a lot about us politically. I don't know, not only politically from an educational standpoint, because that's why I don't blame the people who are home. I mean, or back home at time, because I tell you, even one of our followers here, he said, "Mom, why you always referencing the U.S. situation?" I said, because 90% of the world modeled a constitution after America and Great Britain. America came from Great Britain. You don't know that? Matter of fact, bro, it's even worse because we copied their constitution almost word for word. We only told a segment of it. So I always like to use example here. That's why I keep saying sometimes your thinking and your limitation is restricted to your society or your environment. But for people that travel halfway across the world, that live in an industrialized society, that's why I say now I have no regard for degree or education until you can prove to me that you can do or classical or logical thinking or strategic thinking before I can give you that regard. Because you live in this Western world, you know how a system operates. You've seen all countries making progress, and you want to tell me that Joseph Boaga and Georgia are some of the options for you. Then how can I question the judgment of a kid that living in how they call it place there, or Cowlican, or one of those towns or villages in Liberia? No, I cannot hold them responsible because they are looking up to you. If you came to this great United States, you know why it takes to run a government, why it takes to build a great society, how the Constitution works, how lawmakers are held to certain standards. If you can think like a villager, then I'm not going to hold those kids in Liberia responsible for Liberia problem. No, I cannot.
And then when they're ready to say, oh, they put Liberia, they don't know what to think. And they can only see good things when it's about other people. When Joe is president, anything Joe does is good. So long that Joe doing it and CDC is okay. The other one too, when so long that Unity Party doing it, it's okay. They will celebrate it.
Oh yes.
For all of you, the same.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. Those of you who thinking that okay, oh, Sekou, when you say this, when you talk this, we're not going to vote for Commish. I don't care. I don't even know whether Commish is going to run for president. But
why are we attacking with the whole Commish thing? I really don't get it every time you talk about.
Because they are very stupid. Let me tell you why they are stupid. For them, they got nothing else to say. You see, one of them just said, Sekou, always drunk on the show. You can say everything about me. That's the last thing you will say, right?
Yeah, you're drunk, right?
So that's who they are. They are very limited in their thinking. So when you attack them on issue, they refer to insult and disrespect. That's why I got no respect for them. I speak to them the way I speak with you because I know majority of them, they got no moral. They are very much dishonest. They don't love their country. It's all about partisanship. It's all about tribalism. It's all about country solidarity. It's all about who know you. It's not about the country. As soon as you speak truth to them or speak truth to power, they will find somebody to attack. Look at poor Commies. You bring in Commies to our conversation. Commies got nothing to do with the conversation here. I know the day I decide to run for office, I will have a lot of folks and I will have a lot of people too that will support me. But you know what? I care less. I care less. If you support me because you think I can do the right thing for the Liberian people, I will appreciate it. If you don't support me, I don't care. Because you know what? I don't count on Liberian when it comes to, making good decisions. At least for the past 3 or 4 decades. You came Mama, you came Papa.
I know. You came apart like the international community is like, what? Are you guys serious?
You don't know book. You sponsor war, you don't sponsor war.
Yeah.
We don't care. Even if you're a dead body, we will vote for you. That's what I would think I would consider to be people. I don't care about the way you feel about me. Because I know you're already brain dead. Or you have some psychological problem. Who can count on people like that? Just look at the two groups right now, the two competing groups. You know boy, you don't know boy will vote for you. You sponsor war, you not sponsor war will vote for you. Even you are dead body laying down in your coffin, in your grave will vote for you. The people that you count on. Because they're not voting for reason. They're not voting for purpose. They got no purpose in their own life, let alone for the country. Nobody in their right mind can be to themselves and say, even if you are dead body, I'll vote for you. What dead body going to provide to you? Here we are now. You elected a dead body. He's sitting down now, both feeling confused in the country. Everybody running head to scatter because the dead body can't talk. You the one say they made a dead body. Someone can you imagine someone stay after seeing everything Joseph Barker stand for? Someone can still call and say, "Oh, do you think Joseph Barker stay in the hospital?" You don't know that. You can see the man. The how presidents want to be like.
And at 6 years, we're talking about yo. So people, can you imagine? We even complete the other 6 years, and people are already willing to give another 6 years. That's why I keep telling you. I told you, I said, if you pass the age of 35, you're Liberian, leave out of the country, start looking for an alternative for your retirement. Because who got that kind of a time to keep wasting? We are 1 year into this other man, and we told you how this man are going to operate now.
You can't count, then.
Yeah, and then they are projecting.
The country, he said they are electric, but the one out of the country too are even dumb.
But man, I think we're done.
We're done for the so go.
Man, not much. I mean, I appreciate the honorable lawmaker. He keeps standing his ground, but I will keep telling him again that, you know what, my brother, sometimes you got to pick your fight. The whole thing, it can be compound complex when it comes to the law. And at the end of the day, I know that the speaker, he's not going to survive. You can go back and forth to the Supreme Court. You can take it anywhere. That's just the nature of the game. It doesn't look well. The optics doesn't look good. But at the end of the day, politics, man, even the same Supreme Court, that's why they say the Supreme Court, they talk about their opinion. Even the people on the Supreme Court, they still use politics to come up with their decision. That's why I tell you, like, everything we were told growing up, the vast majority of them are lies. That, oh, the law is the law. Because for me, I always think that the connotation that once somebody read a law, that's it. Now, no, they got some people who just there to test the law, to poke holes into the law, to get their power and to get their influence and money or whatsoever into politics. That's why I made that post. I say politics. Even though we were trained that the law is the law, but when it comes to politics, Seku, you know when I gave her, right? I was following this story. I mean, just before we take a leave, I was looking at the history of the Supreme Court justices, right? You know that when Bill Clinton became president, you know, when it comes to the U.S. Constitution, there is no provision. The only thing they said that the president can appoint the Supreme Court justice, and it is the job of the Senate to approve, right? In the 2 election, this guy they call I forgot his name. They call him Baron White. Baron White. He retired from the Supreme Court. So at the time, George Bush was the president, and he had the option to appoint a new Supreme Court justice, but the same Joe Biden at the time, he was the head of the Senate Judiciary Committee in the early 90s. Joe Biden said, no, we are in an election year. when the Supreme Court justice retire, the American board should be the one to pick the next Supreme Court, even though he understands that it's the president's job to appoint a Supreme Court justice and the Senate should confirm it. So he said, he came out with something called the Biden rule. He said, when one party controls the White House and another party controls the Senate, the American people should be the one to start. So they call it the Biden rule. So he dragged the confirmation of the Supreme Court justice until the election year passed, and Bill Clinton became president. When Bill Clinton became president, it gave a Democratic edge now to replace that Supreme Court justice. That's how we got a Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because of Baron White resignation. So a Democrat was in the White House, and then the Democrat won the election. So in 2016, you see, history has a way of repeating itself. They say that's why you got to set precedent. In 2016, Chief Justice, not Chief Justice, but Associate Justice Anthony Scalia, he died. So Obama went and appointed Mary Garland, the guy now who is your Attorney General now, who served as the Attorney General, Mary Garland. And in 2016, it was also an election year. So Mitch McConnell said, hell no, we will not confirm Mary Garland, Joe Biden, because 20 years ago, you can remember when we were in the election year, you change your rule, even though you understand the Constitution, but you play politics over the Constitution, because there is no provision that say that in an election year, the president cannot appoint and the Senate should confirm. So, first of all, your Merrick Garland is not going to be approved because this time around, we are in an election year also because it was 2016 when Scalia died. And how do you call it? After the election, Trump became president. So the Democrat idea was, okay, they wanted to replace a conservative Supreme Court justice. So when they came out with the idea that they couldn't appoint Amy Coney Barrett, so Mitch McConnell said, but bro, you brought a rule in 1992 that said that when one party controls the White House and another party controls the Senate, then we cannot be the one to decide who becomes the Supreme Court justice. But the reason your rule does not apply this time around, the guy who's in the White House is a Republican and we control the Senate. So in this case, your rule is not applicable because we control both the White House and the Senate. That had to do wasn't able to get Merrick Garland to be Supreme Court justice. So I was like, okay, so these people, even though they tell us to respect the Constitution, but they themselves, every single day of the week, they use politics to get what they want. They don't necessarily go by the Constitution. They will find a way to tweak the rules, the laws, just so they can get what they want. But at the end of the day, they think about the Constitution. No, it's all left with interpretation in the Supreme Court. And even the Supreme Court, at times, they themselves can play politics. I was like, okay, now I learned something now, and I will keep moving it forward. That's why I keep telling people, be very careful with constitutional law. Because constitutional law is not a criminal law. If I tell Segu, say, Segu, go and defend me in court, you're looking for hard evidences, witness testimony. These are things that you can prove. But constitutional law is about getting into the mind of people that live thousands or hundreds of years before you. How can you be right on that intent? Who can read intent? You cannot read people's intent. So everybody just guessing.
All right, man. Thank you, man. I mean, we're going to leave it there for today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So those of you who are mad, you'll be happy. You don't take politics that serious. Politicians, they don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the country. They only care about their pocket and their family. So no hard feelings. Don't be angry. We just got to be honest with each other. When you're living in a developing nation or developed nation, that should actually be able to help you understand politics for what it is. But you people are just, I don't know. When you say some stupid beginning of kind, say insulting the entire, I'm not insulting the entire country. I'm insulting those who come every day to insult the intelligence of other people, thinking that they know better. Insulting other people, and you don't want us to say anything or to describe your behavior. Anyway, it was good being here with all of you guys. Yeah, good night. We love you, and we will be here tomorrow.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Monitor people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us here and the premise of them. So welcome and life without again.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Clear body, so I'm going to get Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and you and you love
Sktv, the best in life.